Alex and David. Alex and David. Alex and David. Alex and David. Alex and David.
Alex and David. Alex and David. Alex and David. Alex and David.
This is Alex and David talk about stuff and things and other stuff. The triumphant return, if you want to say that.
Back from the dead.
From the almost dead. I almost died too. It was the most traumatic thing we're going to talk about today.
Have we not done a podcast since that happened?
No
way.
We recorded one, but it was all fucked up,
yeah.
so I couldn't finish it.
Yeah,
and I never actually got all the way through the story.
Dude, that one was so funny though. We did so much funny shit, and that didn't get released.
The shot caller.
Yeah, it was so funny, and no one got to listen to it.
It's very upsetting. Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be a little while in the future. We'll dive back into that after we just do a couple episodes.
After we get our bearings.
Yeah. We still don't really know what this is. It's just two guys talking. We're two friends. Mm-hmm. We've known each other like 25 years or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
About-ish. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a quarter of a century.
25 years. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the doctor's office yesterday, and they asked me how long I've been smoking for, and I'm like, fuck.
I don't want to tell you that.
I don't know. I lied, for sure.
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about, like, the bare minimum someone can really smoke and not have it seriously, attack their health.
Yeah.
Or be a risk to their health.
Yeah.
And we're way past it.
Yeah, see, that's what I like. I'm surprised that I haven't had anything happen from smoking, because I've smoked for a long time, and a lot of people and I've never had any besides like a little bit like a smoker's cough, but that's it.
It's gonna get worse.
Oh yeah.
So
have you ever, what COPD is?
Yeah, my mom has it.
Oh yeah, that's right. We've discussed this before. Yeah. That like terrifies me, dude. Like,
right.
Oof.
Yeah, we use those to breathe. Breathing's important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want a hole in my neck.
Yeah, no. Have you been sick and like had a hard time breathing? It's so scary, like having a hard time breathing. So I can't imagine doing that every day. Like, no, thank you.
Right, and it feels like there's like a weight on your chest. You went through that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. No, the doctor told me, the surgeon told me that if I get this surgery, the other surgery, I'd have to quit smoking.
Yeah.
Or else it won't heal right or whatever.
Well, smoking's bad.
Yeah, smoking's so stupid. Don't do it.
Yeah. There's no defense.
No, I'm
whatsoever.
I'm embarrassed of it, like all the time.
Too.
Like you ever notice like back in the day, like smoking was cool, even in like the 90s and the early 2000s, smoking was cool, and now it's like not cool. Yeah. Now you're like a fucking leper if you smoke.
Yeah, no, vaping's cool.
Yeah,
which as a smoker, it's very ironic that I have such strong opinions about it, but I do.
Yeah, I don't think vaping is cool at all. When I see someone drive past me and blow that huge plume of smoke, I'm like, God,
every time I exhale and shake my head.
Yeah, that guy's probably super cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be like him when I grow up.
Yeah.
So let's do you want to get right into it?
We can, yeah.
Just back up and rewind, because some people might be wondering why you were in the hospital and why they were talking about surgery.
Yeah, but what was the last episode that we did?
The last episode that we did that went out
was eating chips?
No, that was before the last episode.
Oh, okay.
And that was just a clip. That was another thing.
That wasn't even a full episode. Yeah, that sucked. We tried.
Again, you'll be noticing at this point that we don't have video. We're just going to be strictly audio for a while. I don't know how long, or if we'll ever even get back into video.
No, I think we will eventually. Like, I think we will. I also
think so. It's a necessity for some of the things that we'll want to do, like the shot callers.
Like the visual
that will
shit.
Be fun to listen to.
I mean, it will still be funny, but not as funny. Not nearly as funny.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very animated.
Yeah. And you'd have to like describe how you were feeling more.
Yeah. Instead of saying back and forth, oh, you should see his face right now.
Yeah.
For those just listening, he looks like he's in pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, so you go ahead and just kind of
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why'd you ask what was the last episode we did?
Oh, I don't know, because I was thinking, like, if we should just get right into me telling about me getting sick, or, like, if there's other stuff in between there that we could also discuss.
Right. Well, from that last video was the main thing was me almost dying.
Oh, okay.
And
We can
now,
talk about that first.
Yeah, now it's like nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't nearly as crazy. As
It was
but
crazy when it happened.
completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
was
freak accident. I mean, mine was kind of a freak accident too, but yours
Right.
was like a fucking freak accident.
Yeah, Final Destination. Sure.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We had a really bad ice storm last year. It's been a year. It was over a year now. It was last month. But,
Okay.
in the middle of the night, my neighbor's tree broke in half and fell on my roof, and a branch pierced through the roof and ceiling right above my bed. A tree branch about 8 inches in diameter and stopped just inches from my chest. Like, it could have
Yeah, that was crazy.
very easily just impaled me in my sleep, just straight through my chest.
Yeah, if it would have been like a foot or more, you would have just
Even
went straight through you.
even if it was just a couple inches more and it just kind of stabbed into me and not just impaled me completely.
And it probably would have and came back out. Yeah, that would have been crazy, man.
Yeah. Any scenario would have sucked.
Dude, if it would have touched you,
probably
anyway,
would have died. Like, people who are impaled, usually, like, it holds everything in place, so you're alive
Yeah.
until you either bleed out or whatever. But that thing was so big, I imagine it just, like, punching all my organs and shit out the other side.
Dude, what if like your mom or your sister like texted me or called me and was like, "Yeah, David died because a fucking tree fell through his roof and he got impaled." I'd be like, "This is a joke, right?"
You're right.
I would not believe that, dude.
No. And I was here alone. My mom was stuck at work because of the storm.
Oh yeah,
The only sense of, like, hope
your cell phone.
no, like, when it came in, it knocked my shelf off the wall and knocked everything onto the floor.
My God.
And I was facing away.
Yeah.
It would have went through my back and out my chest.
Oh man,
I wouldn't have been able to get to my phone because it was behind me.
Holy
but it
shit.
also knocked it onto the floor, so there was no
and it was like
getting to it.
It was the middle of the night, right? So
It
nobody
was like
would,
3,
save
4
you.
o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, that's what I was about to say, because the thing broke in half. Since I share a backyard fence with my aunt and uncle,
That's right.
half of the tree fell into his yard and on his play structure and fucked up some of his fence. When I went outside, just moments after this happened, he was also in the backyard looking at the damage and, like, what the fuck happened, same as me.
Okay.
So
he probably would have checked on you.
hopefully,
sure.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
If
maybe, hopefully,
yeah, you call
because it was 4
ambulance.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Even from the outside, you're not going to think something stabbed through and killed me.
Yeah, no shit.
So who knows? The what ifs are off the chart.
Does he ever stop by here? Like, he might have not. You might have just been like, "Oh shit, this is happening," and then like, might have not came right over.
Right.
Yeah, that would be
Again, because it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But he did see it, and yeah, I don't know if he would. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So
he probably would have checked on
he
you.
might have, yes.
If he saw that it fell through your roof, he'd be like, "Oh shit, I should probably check on it."
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no sign of me. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. And I was on the news, Channel 6.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were on the news. I wasn't on the news.
No,
I want to be on the
probably
news.
called him. Yeah. So yeah, it was one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me.
That is crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's like things that you like irrational fears that you're like, "Oh, I'm so scared this is going to happen."
It was at like,
you're
10
"That's not gonna
o'clock.
happen."
I was having those paranoid thoughts. I
Yeah.
was hearing little ones snap
Yeah.
and fall on my roof.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, but like what I was envisioning is a whole tree, like the big fir tree, just falling over and crushing me, like falling through the entire house and crushing me. Not being impaled.
Yeah.
Fucking, the branch tried to murder me.
Yeah, that would have been so crazy, man. Oh my god.
Just, it's insane to think about because it was literally inches. The factors that went into it falling, where it fell, how much force it took to puncture through the roof and the ceiling.
Yeah.
But it's also right on the wall. Like, it could have very easily been 3 inches this way and went into the garage.
Oh yeah.
And not into my room.
Yeah.
There's also, when it came down through the roof, it broke off.
Oh yeah.
The branch was like this.
Yeah.
And could have easily broken off just a couple inches more. Also where it got like thinner, so it would have been And it was also sharp because it just snapped off and stabbed through.
Fuck.
I still have it outside.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should keep it. But as long as you live here, I guess I probably wouldn't take it to a new place.
No. No, I don't think
It's
so.
the branch that
I'll-
almost killed me.
Yeah. I'll mount it on my wall.
You should fucking burn it.
Have someone like carve something into it. That might be cool.
Yeah. Or fucking burn it. Say this is what
See if I can
happens.
find like a wood carver to like carve a picture of a tree branch killing somebody.
Yeah. It might be a little
What
ominous.
could have happened?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of my MO.
That's true. Yeah, that was pretty freaking crazy. I couldn't believe that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how fun this is going to be listened to. I mean, that was kind of crazy.
It's kind of dark. I mean, yeah, but we're pretty upbeat about it. I mean,
Yeah. I guess what to look forward to. Spoiler alert: we both survived.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're very happy to be sitting here doing this.
Yeah, for
Honestly.
sure. Definitely.
Honestly, man.
I'm very happy. It's like one of those movies where like the narrator's talking and you think they're going to die, but you're like, no, he's fucking talking. He can't die.
Right.
He's talking right now. So no, yeah, we both survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like, yeah, it's a weird feeling to almost die.
I try to scroll through to like
Oh, that's
the
going to
last bit
fucking
of
take forever.
conversation we had before you went in,
Oh,
and
man.
like as you got out, and then I'll go back and forth from that and the ones from your mom.
Did we discuss me being sick before I went to the hospital? Did I tell you I was sick?
Yeah, you were sick for like 2 weeks. You went on vacation.
That's right, yeah.
You were taking time off.
Yeah.
And then it got extended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indefinitely.
Yeah.
You never went back to work.
Yeah, I
You
did.
went on vacation and then, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't remember
You
how
got
long it
sick
actually
as
took.
fuck.
Yeah.
And you thought you had COVID.
I did, yeah. Yeah,
And-
yeah.
But also the thing in your armpit,
hmm
you complained about that for,
A couple weeks, yeah.
I would say, even longer than that.
Yeah,
Every
I
time
remember.
I randomly saw you, you would comment
Yeah,
about it.
I remember. Yeah, I remember telling Will about it right before I went on vacation. I remember driving up there. Like it was all. I had like a cyst in my armpit, and it was like swollen. And I remember driving up to Spokane of all places, and it was hurting like a MFer the whole time, dude. Like it was. I was like, how the hell am I going to drive all the way to Spokane? It's like 6 hours, and it was killing me. But then I made it, and I came back home. I dropped Callie off. She stayed the night that night, and I dropped her off the next day. And I got home, and I just felt like shit all of a sudden. I was like, oh, my stomach is killing me. So I like took a nap. And I don't know if I told you about this. I didn't remember this, but my cousin reminded me. I woke up during my nap, like in the worst fucking panic attack. Like I ran downstairs and I ran out the front door. And I thought I was fucking dying. Like I was like, this is it. I'm fucking dying. Just like a terrible panic attack. Now I think like, it had to have been my body telling me like, hey, fucking something's wrong, dude. Like something's going on. But yeah.
When did you attempt to drain the thing?
That was, I don't remember if it was right before I went on vacation or right after. I think it was before because I had to go buy razor blades. I think it was before.
To go buy?
Yeah, so we didn't have any.
Oh my God.
And I didn't want to use fucking like an old one, so I went and bought some.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I don't know if that was the cause, but that probably was the cause. Anyway.
Did they say it was? Did they like?
No, not really. They didn't give me any definite answers. I heard like through the grapevine, through everyone else who talked to the doctors and stuff, like what happened, but like they never really told me what happened. Anyway,
Okay, well then I'll get into that with the text because apparently I know more than you. Did you hear that they at one point thought you had like a flesh-eating bacteria?
no staff.
No.
No, I had no idea. No,
Yeah, first they initially were like, "Oh, this is it. This is why."
I should preface me going to the hospital though. Like
Yeah.
I was just sick. I was just like deathly sick for like a week and a half or something. And
It was like 2 weeks.
yeah, my boss kept asking me like, "Are you going to get a test for COVID?" But I felt so shitty. I didn't want to go get a test, so I was trying to get my mom to.
Right. They
give me a
also
home
say
test.
if you feel like you're sick, don't
Yeah,
come in.
yeah. Well, he was pressuring me
Unless
to
it's obviously
come
really
in.
bad. Yeah.
I think he wanted me to come in real bad, but
They have home test kits now.
yeah, but they were sold out at the time. Like everywhere was sold out, and like
Son of a bitch. Okay.
But you
I
like-
give up.
you got to start
I
over.
accidentally turned my phone and then turned it back, and it was all the way back
Yeah,
at the bottom.
yeah, it sucks.
Okay.
But yeah,
So some of the stuff that we talked about, I remember anyway. So
Yeah.
I guess that's not necessary. I'll pull up the stuff from your mom, though. So
Yeah, I was feeling
much
fucking
shorter.
so sick, and like I just like deathly sick, and I was just laying down, and I remember like I would go down to smoke still because I'm an idiot, and then I would go back up to my bed, and I would like flop on my bed, but it would hurt, like my ribs, and I'm like, what the fuck,
It was like your insides.
yeah, and like I couldn't like after a while I couldn't fucking move. My mom kept asking me to go to the hospital, but I was like, no, I don't want, because I like kept puking and other things that I won't mention, just constantly. And I was like, I'm just gonna fucking do it on the way to the emergency room. So I didn't want to go. But then I started like looking in the mirror, and my skin looked like gray to me. And I asked my mom afterwards, and she said it didn't look like that to me. But to me, I was like hallucinating. So like my skin looked like I was dying. And then I was hearing things, like I heard people, and I heard Callie talking and stuff. Like I kept hearing shit. And that day, finally, I was like, my mom came and asked me, like, you want to go to the hospital? I was like, yeah, fine, we'll go to the hospital. And like I could barely stand up, and she had to like help me into once we got to the hospital, she had to like help me into a wheelchair, and she had to push me in. It was so embarrassing, man. I was so embarrassed. And like they did all these tests and asked me a bunch of questions, and they thought I had COVID. I thought I had COVID. And they tested me for COVID and put me in a bed, like an isolation bed, and they came in and said, you don't have COVID. And they're like, we don't know what else it could be. And they said, well, what's this thing on your arm? And I was like, oh, it's just a cyst. It's been like infected, because I didn't even think that could possibly be the thing.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't remember anything until, I remember them saying they had to cut my shirt, and it was my favorite shirt.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't remember anything until I woke up in the hospital. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like,
and that you went in on a Friday night, right?
yeah, I don't fucking remember.
I think it was a Friday.
It could have
been a Saturday, because me and Nikki were
No, I think it was,
putting together a barbecue that I'd asked you to come to.
I'm pretty sure
That was one of the last things we said to each other.
Oh yeah.
Before.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure
you got so sick. And
when I was in Spokane, it was Sunday, because I got a flat tire on the way to fucking Spokane. So I was going to buy a new tire on the day that we were leaving, but it was Sunday, so I couldn't. And then I brought Callie home the next day, so it had to have been like Monday. And I was just sick for like a couple weeks before I went to the hospital.
A couple weeks after Spokane?
Yeah, after Spokane, yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
When you actually went to the hospital, it was either a Friday or a Saturday. Because it was the day after, when I believe your mom, it could have been your sister, texted me. And I was at the barbecue. It was like in the afternoon.
It could have been a little while.
And
no, because we usually text each other like every day.
I didn't know the severity.
Yeah.
Because I was already worried about
What'd they say? Like, what'd they say first?
That you were in the hospital. I think it was your sister.
Because I don't think I told you that I was going to the hospital, did I? No.
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard from you in like a day and a half.
Yeah, I don't think I told anybody, because I just wasn't texting anybody. I was just feeling so sick, I wasn't talking to anybody.
Yeah. So September 28th. I don't know what day
That's
that
like,
is.
I think it was like the 27th or something that I went in. So I can't fucking remember.
Yeah, at first
man.
I was getting updates from your sister, Sky.
Yeah.
And then it switched to your mom.
Yeah.
So I think it was Sky. She was the first person to tell me. And I didn't understand the severity. I obviously knew that I hadn't heard from you and that you were in the hospital, so it was obviously not good.
No, yeah. Yeah, so I was asleep for all that.
You ruined my barbecue.
Yeah,
Thanks.
sorry. I was asleep.
Everybody's like, what's wrong? I was like, I don't know. My friend's in the hospital.
Yeah, it sucked. I feel so bad, because like those weeks that I was asleep, like it was a fucking roller coaster for people. Like, they told my, like,
every other day.
Yeah, they couldn't figure out what was happening, and like they had to give me all this medicine to keep me alive. And like this day he was getting better, and then the next day he's gonna die. And like they called my mom and dad and said, you need to get in here because he's gonna die. And they have to say goodbye to him. Yeah. They fucking had to go through that shit. That's so crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't have any of those messages. I think those also went on between me and your sister.
Yeah.
She said I could be in the room.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
And yeah, that's when I went over to your house. Yeah. And we were like waiting for this word.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah. There's a lot of people.
I got really bad anxiety being there. I had to like hide in your garage.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel good about that at all, man. I don't know if I could be in the room. I would feel bad about not being in the room, but I don't think I could be.
No, I mean, again, I'm going to try not to get emotional as well. But when I thought you were going to die and they asked me to do that, that's really insane.
Yeah.
If that happened, I tried to wrap my mind around it,
Yeah.
and I had seemingly minutes
Yeah.
to decide
When you were already at my mom's house when they asked you that?
before. I think it was on the way when she said that I could be one of the 10 people.
So like when you were going over to my mom's house, that's when they were like going to the hospital?
Yeah, your mom. I don't think your mom was there at first. She might have been. I can't remember.
I feel so bad for
It's a blur.
everybody. It's just so traumatizing.
There was a bunch of people there, and yeah.
Yeah, and what they had to see when they came in to see me, and like at a certain point, they were doing something to me, my lungs. So like everyone had to wear like full on like suits, like crazy suit, like yeah. So and like I guess I was like all super swollen, and my eyes were open, and my eyes were yellow, and I was just like they touched my skin, and it was like super swollen. I just looked terrible, and the thing was like breathing for me, so it was like all mechanical and shit.
Yeah, you were intubated.
Oh man!
Put into like a medical or
what the fuck does intubated mean?
Putting the tube down your throat.
Okay, because I never know, and like we always talk about it. Everyone always talks about it. I'm like, I don't know what it specifically means.
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You had it done over and over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's get into some of the text updates I got from your mom. This is the day after I was there.
Okay.
When they
said you went home after like they said I was gonna survive or something.
I believe so, yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Someone said pulling the plug right now is not the right answer.
Yeah, why the fuck would they even ask them that? I don't understand that.
I don't know.
Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah. So, she said, it was so wonderful to see you yesterday. I so much appreciate you being here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We all need to be together to comfort and uplift each other right now. And then,
dude, I don't know if I can...
Right into the update.
Oh,
Alex
fuck.
is doing slightly better. They were able to slightly lower his oxygen levels on one of the blood pressure medicines. His blood is still acidic, so they will be working on lowering that today with the hope that they can get his kidneys working better so they can remove him from dialysis.
Yeah.
Alex is moving in the right direction.
My blood was acidic?
Yeah, very acidic. You had to have several, like, transfusions.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway, to clear it up, like what I was actually in the hospital for, so like apparently it got infected in my armpit, and it was staph infection, and I was septic.
Yeah.
All my organs were shutting down.
Jaundiced.
Yeah, all my organs were shutting down. It was all like all the blood was going to like my brain and my heart to keep me alive, so everything was shutting down.
Yeah.
And it took them a while to figure that out, and my blood pressure was so low, so they had to give me this gnarly ass vasopressor medicine that like kept my blood pressure up because it like kept dropping, and they kept giving me more and more medicine to keep my blood pressure up, which is weird because I usually have high blood pressure, but then I was like, I was dying, and they were just trying to keep my blood pressure up to keep me alive. And I don't know when they actually figured out what was actually wrong with me. I think they did tests, and then they finally figured out like this is actually what's wrong with me.
Yeah, they were confused for a while.
Yeah.
They went back and forth.
Yeah.
And
they had no idea for a while.
Into this here.
Yeah.
At first, it was every day. She was giving me updates.
Yeah.
And then it went to like every couple days,
Yeah.
every few days, because they were just getting better and better.
Yeah.
Alex continues to improve. They lowered his blood pressure med and his oxygens for the third time today because he continues to improve over the course of the day. They are able to run the dialysis machine faster to help his kidneys work better. He has to be stronger and more stable so that they can have surgery to remove the infection in his arm that they still think is the cause of all this. He is fighting hard.
Dude, like I went.
So initially, they did think that.
Yeah.
Like, so
it took a minute though, but yeah.
And then they kind of waffled.
Yeah.
Thinking about something else.
Dude, my body literally, like, it was fucking, it went to the very bottom. It was dying. It was giving up. It was fucking, they had to keep my blood pressure up to keep me alive. My body was like, I was dying. I was damn near dead. And then something happened. So I don't know medically what it is. And I just kept getting better after that.
Yeah.
And just like slowly just kept getting better.
Yeah.
So I got as close to dying, I think, as anyone possibly can.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
100% a miracle.
That's
my mom,
yeah,
she didn't say it until she was certain you were getting better.
Yeah, I know.
But she was like, he was supposed to die.
Yeah. That's what the nurses, a lot of different nurses, like, will come and tell me, like, we thought you were going to die. They, of course, they waited till I was talking and everything,
Right.
and for sure going to make it. They're like, you're a miracle. We thought you came in and we thought you were going to die. And it's
Right.
like, they're like, it's nice. It's very nice for us that you didn't die, because most of the time people do die. And it's nice for us to win one, is what they told me.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. But yeah, holy shit. It's just like, I got as close to dying as possible. And like the doctor even told my parents, like, he's going to die.
Yeah.
This one doctor that my mom was pissed off at, but then she grew to like him afterwards, because he told her, like, he's going to die. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to die. And so they had to come to terms with that. And then I don't know where I just started getting better, and just continuously kept getting better. I don't know where that was.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
We'll get there. This one isn't really an update, but it's just nice thing from your mom.
Yeah.
And conducive to what we're doing now.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to a doctor since Monday. The doctors I have spoken to since this started are the ones that insist he's going to die. The nurses never say that, so I don't talk to the doctors anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to be hopeful without talking to them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she said, I listened to yours and Alex's podcast last night and this morning because I couldn't sleep. It was nice to just listen to you and him talk and hang out. It's so hard to believe he is in the hospital fighting for his life. So, right? I was going to skip it, but like,
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, I'm so happy that he didn't die and that we are sitting, because I told you, I don't remember when it was, but I'm pretty sure it was when I came home from your mom's house that I came in here and just like saw the banner and literally like collapsed and very dramatically sobbed.
Yeah, I feel so bad for everybody that had to, especially my mom. Like, she had a really tough time. She slept in my bed and shit. Like, she had a very tough time. Excuse me.
Well, you never want to, it's a cliche, but people say, you never
it's
want
just,
to outlive your children.
And it's just so crazy that everyone had to fucking come see me, and like, they really thought that I was going to die. So like, she had to come to terms with that as my mother. And I feel so fucking guilty about that everyone had to see me like that. That sucks, man. But I'm so happy that I didn't die, and I just gradually got better, and like,
and you're still getting better.
Yeah.
And you will continue to get better.
Yeah.
Because you're alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy. Like, should we continue with the after me waking up in the hospital, or are we still before that?
Well, like you said, you were still unclear on a lot of stuff, and I've been waiting to read these to you.
Yeah.
So I am skipping some of them that are just a lot of, more of the same.
Okay.
This one's kind of long. Maybe I'll just give the bullet points.
Mm-hmm.
A sample of stuff the doctors suctioned out of his lungs on Sunday was sent to a lab Monday to make sure he didn't have COVID.
Mm-hmm.
They've determined the cause of this is from the infected cyst under his arm. They found 3 kinds of staph in the wound, which caused sepsis.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday, Alex was not well enough to go to the OR to clean out the infection, but the surgeon cleaned it. This is where I believe you started to turn around, and that it was this surgeon that saved your life.
Yeah. Yeah, because I like aspirated into my lungs. Like, I threw up into somehow it got puke in my lungs, which is such a weird fucking thing.
Yeah, there was other stuff too.
And they had to do this test, and they weren't sure if they're going to do it or not because it was so dangerous. But it's like, yeah, you fucking do it. He's going to die otherwise, so you might as well fucking do it. Yeah.
So yeah, everything they did really contributed.
Yeah.
So if you would have just stayed home, I mean,
I don't know why they ask those questions. Like, oh, do you want us to try, or no? Like, yeah, I fucking want you to do everything.
I mean, how scared are you now? How quick are you going to go to the hospital now?
I had I've had a cyst since then, and I was pretty terrified, but it went away like after a day, so I'm good.
Okay. Well, next time
I'm not going to try to drain it. Yeah, dude. All I would have had to do is go to the fucking hospital and have it drained, and I would have been fine.
Yep. He removed all of the necrotic necrotic.
Necrotic, yeah.
Okay, necrotic
Yeah,
tissue
yeah.
he could see, and now I think they removed it all, so he probably doesn't have to have surgery. They were able to increase the speed of dialysis a little more today, remove the paralytic, so he is now just seated. We were able to lower his oxygen.
What does that mean? We're just seated, like,
We were laying down under a paralytic that was like keeping you
okay.
paralyzed, I guess, so you don't harm yourself while you don't know what's going on.
And then I was just sitting up.
Well, then they sat you up. Yeah, they slowly put you into different stages of.
Oh, okay.
So they could wake you up.
Okay,
Because
like
you
they just do
were
it slowly.
in a medical and medication induced coma.
Coma, yeah.
So you wouldn't try to rip out, which I guess you did at one point. You tried to.
I did.
Take it out.
Mm-hmm.
When he regains consciousness, they will remove his ventilator. His blood pH is almost normal, which means dialysis is working. So it amazes me that just Saturday I was taking him to the. Okay, so it was on Saturday. It was just Saturday I was taking him to the emergency room, and then Sunday I was told to come say goodbye. To being told all of these things, it's just surreal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Man.
That was really the turning point?
Yeah, for sure. Because that's when they were doing
when was that?
My armpit. They're getting all the necrotic tissue out of my armpit.
September 29th, whenever that was.
Okay. So that was just like that was just a couple days after I went in. So it still took me like a while before I woke up.
Yeah.
Like
you're still not awake at that point on the 29th.
Yeah, no, it took me a while. Like I was at least asleep for like a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah. On the 30th morning update, they were able to completely remove one of the blood pressure meds overnight, so he's only on 2 now, still improving, still fighting.
Yeah.
And then I asked any idea when they will attempt to wake you up.
Mm-hmm.
She said, no, it all depends how he responds to each different adjustment. They didn't even want to...
They just like slowly do it.
Didn't even want to speculate. But at this rapid rate, he is improving. I wouldn't be surprised if they started trying to wake him up this weekend.
Wow.
Friday, October 1st.
Yeah.
We're always pretty much the same. He's only on 1 blood pressure med, and it's at a very low dose. They will try to take him off of that today. Dialysis is running well, keeping his pH within normal range. Still having a hard time with the ventilator. He keeps trying to wake up, and his breathing isn't in sync with the ventilator. So at this point, you were still like... Can't even imagine like what the fuck, if anything, was going through your head, because your brain like blocks that shit out. Plus, you were so sedated.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think I was just so drugged up that nothing. So I'll tell you what happened. Like what my first thoughts were when I was waking up.
Okay,
you want to do that right now?
Yeah. I'm trying to just skim through this because it is a lot.
Okay,
it's like just trying to remember where they said they thought you might have a flesh-eating bacteria.
Yeah, I never heard anything about that, I don't think.
Maybe it was before the surgeon actually cleaned out the thing.
Yeah. Because I didn't... Yeah.
Some of these are really long, too.
Yeah.
The hope is that he will wake up and start breathing better on his own so they can remove the ventilator. The reality is that the process will probably take several attempts.
Yeah.
With them lowering the sedation and waking him up and then put everything back in as under sedation as he shows sign of distress. Baby steps turning into bigger steps.
Yeah.
At that point. Monday on the 4th, you were taken off the blood pressure meds completely.
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's where you woke up. October 5th. Alex is fully awake and currently watching TV. He tried to text today, but his fingers still aren't working well enough.
Yeah.
He is aware of what happened and is able to communicate with the doctors. He's breathing on his own with the support of a ventilator for pressure. They are working on strengthening his lungs and hope he will be able to come off the ventilator within the next couple days.
When was that? What day was that?
That was October 5th.
Okay, yeah. So it was like still a ways before. Damn, that I guess that wasn't as long as I thought, but yeah, that was still
So
a while.
October 5th, you went in on the 27th of September.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
this is like over a week later.
yeah, yeah. And I remember my first thoughts of when I was waking up. I felt like I was underwater. I felt like I had these I was delusional like the whole time I was in the ICU. But my first thoughts is I felt like I was underwater, and I like when he would come in, when the nurse would come in. This I can't remember what his freaking name is, but he was such a good dude. And he would come in and he would like brush my teeth, and I thought I was underwater, and he was like swimming up like a scuba diver.
Oh, whoa.
And yeah, brushing my teeth, and I like in my head I saw I was in this huge pool, and I thought it was for my own health, like it was getting me better or something. For some reason, I don't fucking know, man. But I remember him brushing my teeth, and then he would swim away, and then there's like where like they were outside the pool, like looking at me, like I don't fucking know.
Did
man.
you think you were dead?
No,
were you conscious at that point to know?
No, yeah,
like
yeah, because
did you know like this is how I know this is like I feel like I'm underwater, but I know I'm not.
no, I was delusional. Like I thought I was underwater.
Okay,
Yeah,
and you were just cool with it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and the first he was brushing my teeth, and that was the first thing I noticed. And then I think he went away, and he came back, and I finally opened my eyes, and like he was like, "Oh shit!" And he started talking to me. He's like, "Do you know where you are?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he like explained to me, "You're in the hospital, and this is what happened." I guess I laughed.
Yeah.
And I remember him talking to me, but in my head, we were underwater. And he was talking to me underwater, and I was totally cool with that, apparently. So I thought that, I don't know when it clicked to where I was like, oh, whoa, I'm a normal person in a hospital bed. It took a minute, but yeah. And then I was still super delusional. I had like the thing in my mouth for the ventilator or whatever, and like it was really blurry. Like my hands, like I had lost like 10 layers of skin, so they were all peeling up, and my feet were the size of like footballs. I guess from the medicine, I don't know, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, and yeah, it was crazy. And you have something else you want to read?
Well, there was like a scary setback where you were finally getting better and you were awake, and then they decided to move you to a chair.
When did that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Alex was really weak, but they were able to get him out of bed. This is on Friday, October 8th.
Okay, so it's 3 days after I woke up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was 3 days of good news.
Yeah.
You woke up, best news.
Yeah.
And then you were slowly, improving from there.
Yeah.
And then, you had this, and I remember that being the first time feeling like, okay, he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I had like something in my mouth for, I don't know what it was, but it was for the ventilator. And they took that out like in these couple days before I went back under. Like they took that out, and I was talking to people and stuff, and and everything was good as far as I knew. And like I was kind of figuring out what was going on, but I was still super delusional. And then, I guess I just went back under. Like they put me in a chair, and I just passed out.
Yeah, they put you basically back to square one.
Yeah.
Like they put you back under, they intubate you again, and they had to give you like a bunch of units of blood because you were bleeding internally.
Yeah, I had, what are they called?
Ulcer?
Ulcer.
Yeah.
They said I had 2 ulcers.
In your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to tie them off.
That's it. That's basically what I just said. He had a really weak, but they were able to get him out of bed and was able to sit in a chair. He then had a rough night and was really struggling. They had to put him back in the ventilator and give him 2 units of blood because he was bleeding internally. He was also very confused again, so they did another bronchoscope and removed more fluid from his lungs, and then they sent this to the labs again. Found no bleeding in the lungs. They also did an endoscopy and found 2 bleeders in the stomach and an ulcer. All of which they took care of.
Yeah.
Hopefully this has taken care of the problem. The internal bleeding could be what causes weakness and a struggle with breathing. They are able to keep the ventilator on a little longer to be sure the issues have resolved. Yeah,
I remember a little bit there, and like they kept telling me to cough up the stuff in my lungs because when I would breathe, you could hear it in my lungs or stuff, and I kept trying, but I was so weak that I couldn't. And so they would they'd stuff this thing down my nostril with like hot water, and it would like suck it out or whatever. It was terrible. It was I have PTSD from that.
Yeah.
And it was so terrible. They kept trying, and I kept trying, and I could not cough it up. So they did that. And I remember like being delusional, and they would like talk to me, but I was just like checked out. I remember that in my head. Like I couldn't communicate with them. I was like, and I thought,
could you hear them?
yeah. And I could see them. And like, I thought Brittany was there to pick me up outside the hospital. And then I thought my mom was there to pick me up outside the window. And thought I was supposed to go out the window to meet them. And I thought I was going to do that, but I couldn't fucking walk. So no, I wasn't going to do that. It was just these crazy delusions in my head, man. And I remember like waking, they put me back under, and I woke up with the fucking tracheotomy, which is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't recommend
That
it.
was another scary setback.
Yeah.
And then you slowly started to just get better.
Yeah.
There were no more like real bad hiccups.
Yeah, no, not after that.
Yeah.
But the first one, they had like the thing to help me breathe on the ventilator. They just took that out, and it was cool. And I was talking, but the tracheotomy, that took us weeks before they could take it out, man. It was weeks. And I'm like, dude, can we please take this out? And it just took weeks because they had said, you got to keep it on. But I felt like I was breathing fine on my own, but they said I had to just gradually do it. And the ventilator was the worst part. I woke up a couple times, like trying to rip it out and stuff. Like, yeah, a couple times. And it was because the machine kept going off. It was so sensitive. It kept going off for all these different things. And I'm like, I'm fine. And it just keeps going off. Yeah. It was terrible.
So, I mean, fast forward to just how long you were in the hospital and then in the rehab facility after you were conscious.
Okay. Yeah. I could fast forward through all that.
Getting better.
I don't think there's any.
Like how long were you in the hospital before moved to the rehab? Was that like over a month?
Yeah, it was almost 2 months.
Okay,
I think it was almost it was like almost 2 months. Yeah,
almost 2 months.
Yeah, and like everything was everything kept getting better. Nothing ever got worse, and they're just like slowly getting everything better, and like slowly sitting me up and like doing all this other stuff. I was so weak, like I couldn't even barely keep my head up, and I was just super dizzy, and like just everything kept slowly getting better, and then. Finally, after weeks, because the hospitals are so crowded, finally after weeks, they moved me to a room out of the ICU.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And then they moved me to another room for some reason. I don't know why, but it was great because there was like no screaming. Because in the ICU, like that's what all the shit's going down.
Right.
And like the room next to me had like some crazy crackhead that was like kept screaming at the nurses and stuff. And it was all night, dude. And like in the hospital room, even when the sliding doors closed and like there's beeps and clicks and all sorts of fucking noises, dude. Like sleeping was not happening, man. Like they had to drug me to make me go to sleep because it was just like torture. And I had delusions that I was an Avenger. Like I had all sorts of fucking.
Oh, that's cool. Though.
This one African nurse, I think he was like a supervisor, but he was the only one that I really did not like because it was at the time that I was having really, really bad delusions, and he was a fucking dick to me. The way he treated me, he was like. Not fucking nice. He was just super rough, and I pissed him off for some reason. I couldn't talk at all. This whole time, I couldn't fucking talk because I was still on the ventilator. So I don't know what I did to piss him off, but like he was such a dick. I wish I could remember his name because fuck that guy. But
I wish we could fucking put him on blast.
Can you imagine though?
Fuck that guy.
This is the biggest thing. Like I couldn't talk this whole time. I was in the hospital bed. They would come in and talk to me all the time, and I couldn't fucking talk.
Yeah,
and I couldn't like. Because my hands were so swollen, I couldn't like write, and I didn't have the dexterity to write yet.
Yeah.
I tried, but I just couldn't do it. So like, I would try to mouth things, and let me tell you, these nurses are so bad at reading I felt like I'm doing it so clearly, but they're like, I have no fucking idea what you're saying. I'm like, God damn it, dude. And then finally, they like slowly take one thing out, and then like take another thing out, and then finally a glass of water. That's all I wanted for weeks.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And then finally they gave me a glass of water and I could talk and my voice was just like super crackly. I kept trying to text everybody, but my fingers wouldn't work.
I remember the first thing I got from you, which was 2 days after your mom told me when you texted her for the first time. Yeah. You just liked a GIF.
Yeah,
I sent you.
It was on accident because I kept trying to text everybody and then I would erase it. Because I couldn't it would not do the right word, and I would erase it, and then I would drop my phone, and I would lose it, and I would go to sleep, and then the nurse would have to find my phone, and then I would try again, and I would try to type stuff like Britain, I kept trying to text to her, and like I just couldn't do it. So I just finally, it took forever, but I put ILY and sent that to her, and like little things like that. And that was her birthday that I sent that, so she was super stoked. And like,
it was very slow.
Yeah, I kept trying to text my dad. It was so
even
fucking hard.
It was small victories.
Yeah,
I was really happy.
Yeah, I was just trying to show people that I was fucking alive.
Yeah, signs of life.
Yeah, it was so fucking hard, but I was just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and then it very quickly just went back to normal. I mean, between me and you.
Oh yeah,
and then the week before when you were really sick, when I asked you for your address.
Oh yeah, that was fucked up.
I was gonna bring you
like
a care package.
Dick.
And I didn't want to tell you that because I was worried about you.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why? Why you just ask me for my address?
Yeah.
Because I need to know where to send the flowers when you die.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's such a fucking dick. You would have felt so bad.
Yeah. No, usually I'm joking.
Yeah.
But I obviously didn't know that you were dying.
No, yeah.
But usually you would be like, LOL. But this time you were just like, fuck you.
Because I felt like so shitty, and I'm like,
and then that was like one of the last times we talked.
Yeah.
I think the thing after that, I had asked you if you wanted to come to the barbecue. And
so
that was like...
I was after that? Because I don't remember seeing that, I don't think. Did I reply to it?
You did.
Okay.
And I can't remember what you said. And I don't know. I'm not going to try to find it.
Yeah.
We talk too much. It'll take hours.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that really hit when I was sitting in your mom's garage that I realized that I didn't come bring you the fucking basket because I decided I was too tired.
That's okay, because I didn't fucking...
But then I started to just think that that would have been the last time I saw you.
That makes you think about stuff like that. Like when you're like, I don't really want to do this. It's like, just fucking do it. Because what if something happens, you know? It makes you think crazy about that kind of shit, man. Because, yeah.
So, I mean, you can ask Nikki. I was telling her that I wanted to. And then she even asked me if we were going to go do it. I was like, no, I don't. It's too tired.
Yeah, Nikki, my relationship with her is so weird because, she met me, a few times before I almost died, and then she's, cutting my meat at the hospital. Yeah. I mean, at the restaurant, and I'm, still, super, walking with a cane and barely... that was my first outing, I think, was going to your birthday. That was the first time I left my house.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, so we should say, after I got out of the hospital, and I went to the hospital, I wanted to go home so bad, and they kept telling me, no, you're going to have to go to rehab first, and that really upset me. But I'm like, all right, let's go to rehab. But it kept taking,
And then you were there for, another month.
Yeah. And they kept trying to find me a bed, but it's hard to find a bed right now, apparently, because
you didn't get home until just before Christmas. Right.
The day before Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
I got home. Yeah.
Yeah. I came over for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And and they finally got me a bed after telling me, oh, we're gonna get you. And I kept telling my mom, I can't fucking do this anymore, dude. And she just kept telling me, just suck it up. You just gotta do it, and then you'll be home. And finally, they're like, okay, we're gonna have to send you to rehab. And I was super nervous because I don't know what rehab's like, but rehab ended up being fucking great. All the nurses were attractive. They were all super friendly. Everything about rehab was dope, except for the food. It was the same food as the other hospital, which was terrible. Let me tell you, everything about it was terrible. It was
better or worse than jail food.
I texted you about it. It was bland. The soup was just water.
Yeah, no, you sent me several pictures.
Yeah.
And then the video of when you first got your water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you sounded half dead. You're
oh, that's right. Yeah. And you know what happened with that first cup of water that I finally got? Because I was fantasizing, because it was weeks. And then finally, because I couldn't drink water because the thing they had in my neck, I would have choked to death or whatever. So I could not drink water. So they had to come in every day and give me something soft to try and eat. And every day they would be okay, you're getting a little bit better. And finally, they're okay, we'll take it out. And they gave me water. And after I sent you that video, I fucking spilled the water all over the ground.
Oh my God. Yeah. Did they give you more?
Yeah, he did. My nurse, the same nurse the first nurse that I woke up with, it was him. And he's like, oh, don't worry, dude, I'll get you some more. I was like, thank you, man. Yeah, I can't remember. Seth, that's his name. Seth. I feel disrespectful because he was such a good fucking dude. I gotta remember his name.
It's nice to know that most of the people in those positions are good.
Almost all of them, I feel like I bonded with, because I was in a very vulnerable state, and you want to be around. Those are the only people that you see, because of COVID, you don't see anybody else. So the nurses are the only people you talk to. So You're like, you need nice nurses, otherwise you're gonna be fucking miserable, man. And luckily, like most of the nurses I got were fucking so nice, man, and a lot of them were good looking.
Yeah. They had to put their
Oh
stuff in your butt.
yeah, stuff in my butt. They had to like put tubes in my wiener.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
The really attractive one?
Yo, yeah. And when I
Did
tell
they
you,
even, like, make jokes or anything?
I didn't know. No, I didn't. I think they did one time, and I was offended. But I don't know if it was an actual joke or if I was like reading too much into
You
something.
were just
But
being sensitive.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna bring this up on here or not. But I will. I don't know if I should say this, but since we're talking about,
Cut it out.
since we're talking about, what's it called when you get a
Catheter.
catheter? Yeah, my wiener has never been smaller than when I was in the hospital. It literally was trying to go back into my body.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, come on, dude. And like, these attractive girls are around and they have to come clean my wiener. And it's so small. It's like,
And try to, like, flick it a little bit.
yeah, I tried. And it wasn't having it, man. It was like trying to go into my body. It was so fucking
Well,
embarrassing.
your body was dying.
Yeah.
And it was just trying to
But these nurses
go back
are just
into
going to
the
live their
ocean.
lives thinking that I have this tiny wiener. And that upsets me.
Maybe they know.
That happens to people?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably do. But still, it still upsets me.
You think they go out to the bar
Oh, yeah.
with their friends? Like, you should see how small this
Oh,
guy
for
is.
sure. You should hear, like, at the nighttime nurses, they would talk about some crazy ass shit. I thought, like, the nighttime nurses were on drugs because they would have crazy conversations out in the fucking bullpen or whatever. Yeah, it was crazy. So I bet they do. Hopefully that is a thing that actually happens to people because it definitely happened to me.
Yeah.
I should Google it and see if it's a real thing. But the catheters, that was fucking terrible, man. They kept having to do it.
I feel like it's an inevitability that everybody at some point in their life is going to.
Probably.
Because I really don't want that to happen.
No, I was so scared. But like they had come in and like with like a ultrasound machine to ultrasound my bladder, and they're like, "You're full, man. We gotta catheter it." I'm like, fuck, and they kept having to do it every day. And then like they're like, "You want to try on your own?" And they gave me the little thing, and I tried so fucking hard, and I couldn't do it. So they just kept
put it in yourself.
No, the fucking like peeing like the little cup thing that they give you. Yeah, and I tried so hard, but I couldn't do it. At one time, I told you this. I don't remember why, but I pulled the catheter out myself.
Oh god.
Oof. Yeah. And I had to.
When you were awake, was this just like another?
No, yeah, I was
delusional thing?
awake, and I can't remember why, but like. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't
I don't
remember.
think I need a reason.
Yeah.
I don't want a tube in my dick anymore.
Yeah. And I pulled out my feeding tube too at one night. I remember that, and that was terrible because they had to put it back in. And anything that had to do with my nose, like that's what I mostly have PTSD about because it felt so bad, man. Like it was awful. And yeah, that was so freaking terrible, man. And I had to have the butt tube too because I got C. diff, which is like if you take too many antibiotics, it gets rid of all the good stuff in your stomach, so then you get sick from that too.
The butt tube, I don't understand. Wouldn't you just poop it out?
No, you don't. But I can explain it. Hold on.
They shove it up like way far.
No, but it's like made to not. But I would get like super gassy, and it's supposed to like be able to handle that, but it wouldn't, and it would
Also,
leak.
does it like is it thin and then like opens up?
It's pretty.
Because I would also think that it would have to form to your rectum somehow, because otherwise you would just like poop would go around it and then like seep out your butthole anyway. Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time. So I was like, why the fuck am I even wearing this thing, dude?
Yeah. It's making it more of a
and
mess.
it felt like it was always like that. And I would call them in and they're like, oh, there's nothing there. I'm like, it fucking feels like there is.
Get this thing out of my fucking ass.
Yeah, dude. But like the whole fucking C. diff thing, like, it's because I took too many antibiotics and I have this C. diff infection. And then they tell you, for C. diff, you have to take antibiotics. So I'm like, what the fuck is actually going on here?
Oh, yeah.
And, but yeah.
I didn't even get, like, into your whole bed sore.
Oh,
How's that doing now?
I mean, it's still an open wound. It's like, he said.
Is it smaller? Is it getting smaller?
Oh, yeah. 2 months ago, when I saw the surgeon 2 months ago, he said that it's about the quarter size of it was. Because I got a bed sore, and they kept having to cut away the dead tissue, which would, like, make it bigger. They had to do that 3 different times. To cut it one, I think once at the hospital and then 2 times at Rio. They had to keep cutting away the dead tissue because, like, you got to get rid of dead tissue for it to heal. And by the time they were done, it was huge. So like now it's like a quarter of the size as it was when I first got out of the hospital.
I
way
reluctantly saw it.
I have pictures of it, and
It's disgusting.
yeah, they showed me pictures last week of it, and like the tissue on the inside, it looks way healthier. Like it's way like brighter red, which is the color that you want,
Right.
and it looks way better. So it's all healing, but
That's good.
it just takes a long fucking time. It's already been like 5 months.
Yeah, it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're approaching an hour.
That's,
Is there anything else
That was
that like
fucking-
you wanted to say?
I don't know. That was a fucking dark episode. Like that's
Yeah.
gonna be a whole episode.
Well, it's gonna be our triumphant return. I guess we should take time to talk about hot turtle massage.
Oh yeah, I forgot about hot
Yeah,
massage.
they're not happy.
They're not
They
happy
paid
with
us over a year ago, and the episode that we recorded last, like
Oh,
we said,
yeah.
ended up on the cutting room floor,
Yeah, we got
and that
shit
had
out for that.
the ad in it. So go to Hot Turtle Massage and get a hot turtle massage.
Yeah, do that.
And if you mention us, something good might happen.
And we're not going to explain to you what it is. You're
Yeah.
going to have to figure that out on your
Yeah,
own.
curiosity will get the better of you. You will not regret it. Again, that's Hot Turtle Massage.
Yes, that is fucking correct.
And we want to thank them for sponsoring the pod. Alex, I'm very happy you're alive,
Me
bro.
too. Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry that this is such a dark episode. I don't know if the next one will be as dark, but I
No.
mean, this is what's
Yeah.
going on in our lives
We'll get
right
back
now.
into the normal nonsense shenanigans.
Yeah, for sure.
That is our friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Hi. I'm fucking sweating, man.
Yeah. A little bit.
Oh.